Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to day 11 of the 31 Days of Horror. D-Bougie86 here again. Now, the film I got for you guys today was released from Unearthed Films, which, as you know, Unearthed is one of my favorite companies. It's not a company for everyone, but as I learned as going through their filmography, there's usually a film for everyone from Unearthed Films. Like, they release numerous, other films besides their hardcore, type of underground films that they release, Rock and Rule and The Scarlet Worm, which are totally different from a lot of their other category. And this one's very interesting, I have to say, for the least, and it goes by the title of Frankenstein's Bloody Nightmare. Yes. This film is directed and starring John R. Hand, who is a director that I'm kind of interested to see more of his work from this aspect of the way he shot this one, but I'll get more into that in my final thoughts. So pretty much the main plot of this one, we're introduced to our main character, Victor Carlston, who's this young scientist working in this medical facility. And unbeknownst, one day, his girl that we seem to find out that he actually really loves, Victoria, has passed away in the same medical facility. And he kind of has a nervous breakdown from the way that the film shows him. And what ends up happening after that is he decides to continue his research to try to bring her back from the dead. And the way he does this is he actually has this creature that's kind of like a mechanical reanimated corpse. It has machinery parts in it also that he can control to do his bidding and actually murders young women to get their parts to rebuild Victoria, pretty much. That's pretty much the main gist of this film, without going too crazy in it, and what I gathered from it, because my thoughts on the film. Now, this film is not told in your normal narrative style. It's very image-based. It's a very more style over substance film. But the images of this film are beautiful. The way it's shot is, it's actually shot on Super 8mm through this thing called Vistachrome 70, which interpretates the saturation in colors in certain scenes, and the way that it's done is a certain scene will turn into this flash of red and green, or a light blue, and it's very a saturated look to it. And the way I have to say about that, it's beautiful, the imagery of this film. The aesthetic of the film during the daytime is beautiful. A little of the nighttime stuff is very hard to make out sometimes, but you can still make out certain aspects of it because it's the way that it was shot. But other than that, it's a very interesting watch, I have to say, especially with the aesthetic of the way that the story is told, because this film doesn't really have a lot of dialogue. It has dialogue within it, but it's given to you in doses. The way that the story is told is through its imagery. A certain scene and aspect that I'm mentioning about the saturation is they actually overlayer scenes together too, which the one scene in particular where Victor finds out that Victoria has passed away through phone call, and the way that we know that something happened because we don't hear any dialogue in that scene is through this overlay and image that they actually imply into the screen of Victoria's face. And it's done very stylistically, and actually really enjoy that imagery of that film, the style and the way that they did that scene in general. But another gripe of this being a Super 8 film is certain scenes outside and exterior which involve dialogue. You hear a lot of background noise, and there's one scene that takes place in this near this street corner where they has a conversation, and you can hear the over plying of the background noise from the cars and the traffic and the horns and stuff. You can just hear it in the background, and it could bother some people, especially when it is a dialogue scene, because of sometimes it overlaps and kind of overhears itself through the dialogue scene, which is just a small minor gripe of the film. It's nothing too major, and like I said, the nighttime shots, they could have been made out more, but other than that, it has a lot of imagery and colors that remind you of 70s cinema in a way, in a weird, odd sense, especially with all the hairs and the grain and lines that come through the picture, which I forgot to mention. There's actually one scene in particular which made me kind of laugh, because it comes up twice in the film, where you see in the corner this little hair dingling back and forth like this. And it comes later on in the film again, and you're like, holy crap, they did that again? But it was just funny to me that the same like little hair was dangling in the same exact corner. So it kind of made me think that it was kind of put there, but I'm not sure. But I really did enjoy that aspect of it too. But the creature, on the other hand, looks kind of interesting without getting more crazy into this film. Because you don't really get to see him a lot, because he is in a lot of like dark lit scenes. But you do get to see his face once briefly, and he kind of looks like a mixture of like Godzilla mixed with like a hamburger man. That's the way I would describe him. Very odd stuff. So yeah, I enjoyed this film for what it was. It's not going to be for everyone, like I said, because of the way of the style over substance, feel, and tone. But I think if you like these type of films, like Beyond the Black Rainbow, for example, or like Suspiria, this is kind of a little more odd than Suspiria, or like maybe like David Lynch stuff. You might enjoy this one for what it is. It's not going to be mind blowing or anything, but it's really cool, and I do want to check out more of this director's work. Uh, yeah, so if I had to rate Frankenstein's Bloody Nightmare, I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. Like I said, like the little minor gripes I had with the film, and like the dark tone of some scenes kind of took me out of it a little bit, but I still enjoyed the film for what it was. It's a very abstract, beautiful looking film. So 7 out of 10 for Frankenstein's Bloody Nightmare. Awesome stuff. Comes with a few special features, like a director's commentary, making a special photo gallery, and more fit trailers from Unearthed Films releases. So yeah, I say check it out. Alright guys, this is it for day 11, but I might be back later than sooner, or sooner or later. I kind of mixed that up, yeah. But that's kind of a little hint. But I'll be back soon, so I'll see you then. Peace out.